September 10th, 2025, began like any other in Evergreen, Colorado. The air was crisp and cool, the kind of morning that makes you want to take a deep breath and savor the quiet. School buses wound their way along mountain roads, headlights cutting through the early mist, while high school students chatted about homework, weekend plans, and the upcoming football game. Parents sipped coffee, waving goodbye as their kids hurried out the door, never imagining that this day would be any different from the last. But by the afternoon, the ordinary rhythm of Evergreen was shattered. Sirens pierced the calm, echoing off the mountains as police cars and emergency vehicles raced toward Evergreen High School. A shooting had erupted inside the school, leaving 2 students injured and the suspected shooter dead. The building, once filled with laughter and the sounds of learning, was now cordoned off with police tape, its halls silent except for the hurried footsteps of first responders. News of the tragedy spread with lightning speed. At first, it was just whispers in the hallways and frantic texts between friends. Then, as the facts became clear, the entire community was gripped by a chilling sense of disbelief. Phones buzzed with breaking news alerts, and families huddled around televisions, searching for answers that seemed impossible to find. Parents dropped everything and rushed to the school, hearts pounding, desperate for any word about their children. Outside the gates, anxious families gathered, some crying, others simply staring in shock, united by a fear that no parent should ever have to feel. The entire town seemed to hold its breath, waiting for news, hoping for the best, fearing the worst. As the sun set over Evergreen, the usual sounds of life, children playing, neighbors chatting, cars passing by, were replaced by an eerie silence. The school hallways stood empty, the playground deserted, and the streets unusually quiet. Shock and grief settled over the community like a heavy blanket, leaving everyone searching for words, for comfort, for understanding. The next morning, the school flag flew at half-mast, a symbol of loss that everyone in Evergreen felt deeply. Students gathered outside, hugging each other tightly, some crying, others simply holding on in silence. A makeshift memorial began to grow, flowers, candles, handwritten notes, each one a small act of love and remembrance. The sense of safety that once defined Evergreen was gone, replaced by questions and uncertainty about how to move forward. Yet, even in the midst of heartbreak, the people of Evergreen came together. As the sun rose over the neighborhoods, families, friends, and neighbors gathered for a community vigil. They lit candles, shared stories, and comforted one another, finding strength in their shared grief. The pain was real, but so was the sense of unity, a reminder that, even in the darkest times, no one in Evergreen would have to face this alone. In the days that followed, a quiet resolve began to take root. Friends leaned on each other, neighbors checked in, and strangers offered support in small but meaningful ways. Conversations that once revolved around daily routines now turned to healing, resilience, and hope. The community, though wounded, was determined to stand together, to support one another, and to begin the long process of recovery. The path ahead will not be easy. There will be difficult days, moments of doubt, and memories that linger. But Evergreen is moving forward, step by step, side by side. Together, they will honor those affected, rebuild their sense of safety, and, in time, rediscover hope. In response to the tragedy, Jefferson County Public Schools closed 9 schools in Evergreen and Conifer. This wasn't just about safety, it was about giving space to process trauma. Empty hallways and silent classrooms became symbols of collective mourning. The closures recognized how deeply connected these mountain communities are. Families, teachers, and students needed time to be together, to grieve, and to begin healing. The district's message was clear: emotional well-being comes first. This pause is the first step in recovery, a promise to prioritize people over routine. The community gathers in homes and local spaces, reaffirming their bonds. Healing starts not in classrooms, but in the arms of loved ones. Evergreen High School, once a place of pride and bustling activity, now stands as a silent witness to recent events that have shaken the entire community. For decades, this school was more than just a building. It was a gathering place for students, teachers, and families, a symbol of hope and achievement in Evergreen. Its halls echoed with laughter, learning, and the shared dreams of generations. Now, the building is quiet and somber, its doors closed to the daily routines that once defined it. The familiar sounds of morning announcements and bustling students have been replaced by an uneasy stillness. The closure is not just a physical act, it's a moment of collective pause, a necessary step to allow for investigation and for everyone to process what has happened. This time, away from the school environment gives students and staff a chance to step back from the immediate scene of trauma. It's a space for reflection, for healing, and for the community to begin to make sense of the unimaginable. The empty hallways and closed classroom doors are a stark reminder of the impact that a single event can have on so many lives. The ripple effect extends beyond the high school. Evergreen Middle School, Wilmot Elementary, and Parmalee Elementary have also closed their doors, recognizing that trauma does not respect age or grade level. Every student, from the youngest kindergartner to the oldest senior, is touched in some way by the events that unfolded. Even the youngest students, who may not fully understand the details, sense the anxiety and uncertainty in the air. Their routines are disrupted, and the adults around them are more somber than usual. The weight of the situation is felt, even if it cannot be fully explained. At home, families are doing their best to comfort and reassure their children. Parents and guardians are having difficult conversations, offering hugs and support, and trying to answer questions that have no easy answers. This time away from school becomes an opportunity for families to come together, to listen, and to heal as a unit. Teachers and staff, too, are deeply affected. They gather in quiet spaces, supporting one another and sharing their own grief. The educational community pauses together, acknowledging the pain that is shared by all and recognizing the importance of caring for each other before returning to the work of teaching and learning. These closures send a powerful message to everyone in Evergreen. We are united in our grief, and we are committed to healing together. The community comes together in support, holding hands, literally and figuratively, through this difficult time. In these moments, compassion takes precedence over curriculum. The focus shifts from academic achievement to emotional well-being, from lesson plans to listening, from grades to genuine care. The empty schools stand as a symbol of a community that chooses people over schedules, empathy over routine. In the silence of these halls, there is a quiet strength, a reminder that healing, though slow, is possible when we face it together. The tragedy's impact reached far beyond Evergreen, casting a somber shadow over the neighboring town of Conifer. In a powerful gesture of unity and support, 5 more schools in Conifer closed their doors in solidarity, echoing the pain and uncertainty felt throughout the region. The decision was not made lightly, but reflected a deep sense of empathy and shared responsibility among educators, families, and community leaders. Conifer High School, which has long been seen as a friendly rival to Evergreen, now finds itself bound by a new connection, a bond forged in sorrow and compassion. The usual energy and competitive spirit that once defined the relationship between these schools has been replaced by a quiet understanding and mutual support. In these small mountain towns, students and families are deeply intertwined. Many have friends, relatives, and neighbors in both communities. The ripple effects of the tragedy are felt in every home, every classroom, and every gathering place. Parents reach out to one another, students send messages of encouragement, and teachers check in on their students' well-being. The closures were both a necessary safety measure and a profound act of empathy. By pausing the routines of daily life, the community created space for collective mourning and reflection. School administrators, counselors, and local leaders worked together to ensure that everyone had the resources and support they needed during this difficult time. Conifer students stand shoulder to shoulder with their peers in Evergreen, sharing in their grief and offering comfort. Vigils are held, flowers are placed at school steps, and moments of silence are observed. These acts, though small, carry immense meaning for those who are hurting. Middle and elementary schools in Conifer also closed, giving families the time and space to process what has happened and to support each other. For many children, this is their first experience with such a profound loss, and parents are left searching for the right words to comfort them. The district recognized that trauma does not respect boundaries. It travels across community lines, affecting everyone in its path. School officials, counselors, and mental health professionals mobilized quickly, offering resources and organizing meetings to help families navigate the days ahead. Today, the quiet campuses in Conifer stand as symbols of unity and shared strength. The empty hallways and silent playgrounds are reminders of the community's collective pause, a moment to honor those lost and to care for one another. Across the region, neighbors come together, offering hugs, words of comfort, and visible signs of support. Ribbons and handmade signs appear on fences and doors, each one a testament to the compassion that binds these mountain towns. This collective pause, marked by empty streets and flags at half-staff, is a powerful testament to the resilience and unity of these close-knit communities. In the face of tragedy, they choose to stand together, drawing strength from one another. In grief, the people of Conifer and Evergreen find solidarity, hope, and the courage to move forward, together. In the aftermath, students shared stories of fear and unexpected strength. Huddled in classrooms, they found comfort in teachers' calm presence. Teachers acted as protectors and counselors, guiding students through chaos. Social media became a space for support, with messages of unity and care. With schools closed, families gather to process, grieve, and heal together. The community learns about resilience and the power of connection. In darkness, they discover the strength to support one another. For parents, the day was a nightmare. Anxious drives, desperate reunions, and overwhelming relief. That relief quickly turned to anger, sadness, and lingering fear. Parents now face hard conversations with their children, balancing honesty and reassurance. They strive to be steady for their kids even as they process their own anxiety. In every home, parents are listening, hugging, and holding their families close. The crisis has sparked fierce love and a determination to protect. Parents connect, share resources, and support each other. Their resolve grows to advocate for safety and healing. Love becomes the driving force for recovery. Together, families will help lead the way forward. Leadership in crisis means clear, compassionate communication. Jeffco Public Schools and law enforcement responded swiftly, prioritizing safety and emotional well-being. Superintendent Tracy Dorland spoke with empathy, focusing on people over academics. The district promised mental health support for all. Law enforcement provided security and careful, factual updates. Their presence and professionalism reassured the community. Collaboration between officials lays the foundation for healing. United, they send a message: you are not alone. In tragedy, the community's true character shines. Local businesses, churches, and neighbors offered food, shelter, and comfort. Mental health professionals volunteered, and support poured in from near and far. Vigils and fundraisers brought people together in shared grief and hope. Every act of kindness weaves the community closer. In unity, they find strength to face the days ahead. Love and compassion become the antidote to fear. The spirit of Evergreen and Conifer remains unbroken. The road ahead is long, but healing has already begun. It starts in quiet conversations, messages of support, and the decision to pause and care for one another. Recovery will be slow, with good days and bad. Schools will become centers of support, focusing on recovery over routine. Hope is found in resilience, courage, and everyday acts of kindness. The community will reclaim its spaces together. Healing means moving forward without forgetting. Lean on each other. No one walks this path alone. The nation stands with Evergreen and Conifer, inspired by their unity. Brighter days are ahead.